Hi everyone, thanks for joining me here today for my little fabric haul. Really going to think about what I want to do with these fabrics. I see things and I can't resist. Like most of us with our fabric addictions that we have, we see a fabric, we see endless possibilities of things that we could do with them. But that's the beauty of sewing, I think, and it's what really gives me that bit of creativity. I always have a little bit of a plan in mind when I buy fabric, so I know how much to buy, so I don't overbuy or underbuy. But sometimes I just like to have that fabric there in the stash for when new patterns get released, just like you guys do too. Don't forget, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you would do that. I'm edging my way closer to the big 10K mark. Now in July, I'll be having my 49th birthday. I would love if I could hit that 10K mark by then. I know I'm probably being a little bit wishful thinking there, but I am so excited to be heading towards that milestone. It really means a lot to me. I've just passed my 18 months on YouTube, so not quite the 2-year mark now, but to be heading towards 10K before being on here for 2 years is beyond anything I could have ever hoped for. And I just love bringing you guys episodes a couple of times a week to keep you inspired. And it's just like having a big bunch of best friends there online to talk about all things sewing. So what have I got here today? I've got a few different fabrics from a few different stores. I've also got a few more fabrics coming in the mail. One is from Cloth Edit here in Australia. You'll remember Gabrielle from Cloth Edit. I've got some fabric that I've just ordered from her, and also from East Coast Fabric in Queensland, which is a great bargain fabric store. If you haven't heard of them, definitely think about jumping on and looking at their website. So that is coming in the mail very shortly. So I will be showing you that in my next episode, just to see what I've picked up there and what my plans are. So if I ever miss out on putting fabrics into the fabric haul episodes, I usually put them into my Friday Sews episodes just to keep you updated, because I think the sooner I can show you the fabric that I've bought, the better chance you guys can have jumping on and finding that same fabric, because a lot of these are remnants, ends, designer ends stock that's been put out on sale, but a lot of the time it means that whatever's been left there I've grabbed the tail end of. Sometimes things that are on sale sell out really quick. So I hope you enjoy what I've got. Now before I go any further too, the top that I've got on here today is a beautiful Heron Blouse from the Sewing Revival over in New Zealand. It is a beautiful top that you can either make the high neck version, which is what I've got on here, a light chiffon fabric from the fabric store. We are the fabric store, and it's got a beautiful scene on it. I just love this fabric so much, and it's the perfect soft sheer fabric for this pattern. I also love that open front version that I've made a few of as well. I've got a dress ready to make in the Heron as well. This pattern is linked below. I do have an affiliate link on it if you're wanting to purchase it. By all means, go ahead and do so. And also look at their other patterns on there, because I think they're all fantastic too. Let's see what I picked up first. Now the first fabric here is from My Design here in Victoria, and I just couldn't resist. Firstly, Lady McElroy. Now the way it's pronounced, apparently I've been told by many viewers, is it's McElroy, Lady McElroy fabric. This is a beautiful lawn from Lady McElroy from My Design, and I just could not resist the retro inspired black background. Of course, always love a black background, but look at this gorgeous hippie girls on the front. I think it's really stunning. Love the little freckles there. It's funny, you know, I've got freckles underneath this makeup, and growing up we always wanted to hide our freckles. We used to get told lemon juice will fade them, things, silly things like that. Freckles are really in at the moment. If you've got freckles, like from a fashion point of view, people are tattooing and drawing on freckles. So isn't that hilarious that we wanted to hide things that are now fashionable? So wow, things really do change, don't they? But I just think that these girls are absolutely stunning, and pink and red together, analogous colors, the colors that are side by side on the color wheel, they really pop out and grab you, I think, especially on that black background. But I'll show you up close. How stunning is that? I just think it's really going to be beautiful. Maybe you have a black skirt and a black turtleneck for winter, or even for summer. I'm thinking the assembly line cuff top. Now my daughter has made a couple of these and I love how they've come up, and I've only got 1.25 meters of that, so can't make anything too big and showy. Has to be quite a simple understated little top. So I think that will look really nice as a layering piece. So very, very nice pattern, that one. If you haven't made it before, definitely go ahead and look at the assembly line patterns. Just getting back to talking about the freckle thing, I actually told my kids at one stage that when we were kids growing up in the 70s here in Australia, it gets very, very hot. You usually get a whole string of like high 30s, low 40-degree days in summer. And as kids, we would naturally burn all the time. It was just a thing that happened every week in summer. We would burn and our skin would peel. And that was just something that happened. We never really thought too much about it. And, you know, the whole sun smart thing sort of came around in the mid to late 80s here, where it was very important to wear hats and sunscreen because of the increase of skin cancer. So when we had kids, of course, we would never let them burn. You know, you'd go to the beach and you'd cover up and you'd have your sunscreen. So I think I mentioned to my kids once about us when we were kids peeling, and they said, "What do you mean peeling?" And I'm like, well, when we were kids, we would burn and peel. It'd be a normal, natural thing. You'd go to the beach, you'd get burnt, you'd come back like a beetroot and your skin would peel. And they were horrified because it's never happened to any of them. I think that's just that sun smart's been drilled into them from a very young age, and they have to wear hats at school in the playground here. So we, you know, for us as teenagers growing up in the sort of early 80s, we would be on aluminium silver mats trying to burn, trying to tan. And of course, my complexion and tan, it just doesn't happen. I just go red and burn. But trying to explain all these things to my kids of how it was growing up and how we just had no idea at all, they were really horrified that we would do that to ourselves. But isn't it funny when you think back to the things that we kind of grew up doing? I'm sure a lot of you did too, back in, you know, the 50s to the 70s growing up. Things have changed a lot, and sometimes, most of the time now, it is for the better to look after ourselves. So very important to look at things like getting your skin checked. So that's something I must do myself now. And also, there are scratches all over me. It's not from any of my cats, although I do have 4 cats. It's from picking lemons. Our lemons at the moment are in abundance on the lemon tree, so I've tried to rescue a big bucket of them. You can't really use that many lemons, so I put a big bucket on the nature strip at the front and put free, you know, please take some. I just love that when you can give back to people walking past, maybe walking their dogs, and they can grab a bag of lemons, because I love seeing those kind of things, people giving away produce that maybe they can't use. So that's the scratches, just to let you all know. But getting back to fabric, on my last Pattern Emporium pattern release from the wonderful Every Day's a Weekend dress, I used some beautiful poly, double brush poly from Lush Fabrics here in Western Australia, and they had actually sold her that really quite quickly. So there's some more fabric I loved from there, and this is in another double brush poly, and it's in a beautiful red, kind of a paisley tapestry looking print, and it's beautiful. It's got a lot of beautiful stretch in it. And they do still have this online, so if you're interested, I'll link it below as well. Beautiful. If you haven't sewn with double brush poly, it is absolutely gorgeous and soft. It's just a little bit cozy, but it's it's definitely something you can wear in summer as well because it's quite breathable. It's got a lovely, lovely softness and a lovely recovery when it stretches. You don't just get that big baggy kind. I know rayon spandex can sometimes get stretchy and not recover, but this has a beautiful recovery. So if you're thinking of making a knit dress, or maybe some knit pants, definitely think about buying some double brush poly. So I just couldn't resist this. I think this would be a beautiful dress of some kind, maybe a wrap dress, or there's a couple of Vogue dresses I've got in knit that require knit fabric that I've had in my stash for quite a while that I haven't made up. I think this would be perfect for them. Also, the Pleats to Meet You pants from Pattern Emporium look great. That could possibly be really nice with maybe a little top like a faux jumpsuit, but not quite sure what to make with that. I just had to grab that because I knew that it was my colour and definitely my kind of print too. So that is in Lush Fabrics. I love that little pop of mustard as well. I think it's really a really nice print, and I've been told that red suits me. I love wearing red. I've always loved wearing red, but even though people say redheads shouldn't wear red, I think you pick the right red and it can really complement your colouring there and warm up the skin tone too. Last time I did a little fabric haul from Draper's Fabrics, and I forgot to show you a beautiful silk cotton blend fabric that I purchased from them as well. Really, really lightweight, almost like a voile, but the silk just gives it this beautiful texture. And this really pretty purple check with a chocolate brown yeah, square pattern through it, little polka dot. I just think this will make a beautiful blouse of some kind. I've got so many blouse patterns to choose from. I've just set up a Pinterest board. If you're interested, we'll link that below as well, which can show you every single pattern. I've went through all my patterns in my stash, and that was from Big Four and from Indie Patterns. I think I've got them all on there. And the Pinterest board, you can go through and see all the patterns there. So that is for all of you guys to see. I think it's great that way. If you can see a pattern on there that I haven't made and you'd love to see it made up, let me know. I'll be really happy to make that pattern up to show you, because if you're like me and you get a gazillion patterns and you tend to forget what you've got and what you haven't, Pinterest is a really great way of seeing it. And most pattern websites you'll see do have a little P underneath them. You can add it to your Pinterest board. So if you haven't gone onto Pinterest, I highly recommend doing that. Most of you probably would have by now, but yeah, really a great way to see how the patterns come up. And by looking on the pattern designers' websites, you can see how they've styled it. And also people, you can see the patterns that they've made in that particular style as well, that different sewists on the internet. So that is a really pretty silk cotton voile. A little bit of drape there too, really nice and light, but love that nice modern geometric print. I think it'll look beautiful with a pair of either navy or chocolate coloured pants or a skirt. Now, I told you before about Pitt Trading have a Friday night sale. If you aren't following them on Instagram, I suggest you do that, because they will give you a reminder. You can click that little reminder when their 6 p.m. sale starts, and that way you can jump on and take advantage of all their remnants. And they do have some fantastic sales there, and designer ends, end of bolt sort of things. And this is a really nice viscose stretch fabric that I purchased because I just love that graphic print. I have no idea what I'm doing with it, but I think it was 2.5 meters. Really, really cheap bargain. Can't remember exactly what I paid for it, but it was a really, really good price. Definitely think about looking at their 6 p.m. sale. And that print, it's got some great colors in it. Really getting into this whole red thing, aren't I? But the purple and the orange, I think it's a really nice, fun kind of 80s retro geometric print. But I really like the Westcliff dress from Friday Pattern Company. I've made that in a summer version, but I'm thinking of making that with an extended sleeve. I love the bodice on that. It fits really nice and snug, that crossover, and it's like a faux wrap dress, so you don't have to worry about the bottom of it being a wrap. So I'm thinking maybe even something like that might be really nice in this as well, but we'll see. Who knows? Now, this is quite a summery fabric, but when I saw this online, I just thought I had to have it because I love the kind of boho retro print. Now, this could possibly be a great print for the Sewciety hashtag happening at the moment. And I can just see some kind of caftan dress, or maybe even something like the March dress by Helen's Closet. Could look really nice with the little ties there, but unsure what to make with that. Now, so many possibilities. I really need to go through my Pinterest board to see the dresses I've got, but I've got about 3.5 meters of that, so I can do a maxi version dress. I'll show you up close. But the colors in that, I just think are really, really pretty. It's giving me all sorts of hippie retro boho vibes. I just think it's my favorite kind of style of dress, and very wearable too. Yeah, I love things that you can layer for winter with boots, or put a pair of sandals on for summer too. So really unique print, that one. I love something a bit different. I love the aqua at the moment. I'm really starting to get more into blues. Blues hasn't been a colour I've generally worn too much, but I'm starting to think leaning more towards blue. I just think it's a colour that makes you feel really nice and bright and vibrant, with that purple as well. This is another end of bolt or remnant special from Pitt Trading, and it's a mesh fabric. And same thing, I just love that retro feel. It's a little bit see-through, but I think it'll make a perfect songbird duster with a little tank top maybe for summer, underneath it a pair of jeans. I just think this kind of fabric is really nice and light and floaty. It's got a lot of beautiful drape to it. The mesh can be really nice for things like duster jackets, if you're wanting to put a little topper over a dress, simple dress, or a little tank top. They can really be an essential part of your wardrobe to kind of layer things and dress things up a little bit. But I love that kind of 70s look, and the shapes underneath, the geometric print with a bit of floral. I just think it looks absolutely stunning. But the colors, really vibrant. It would actually even make a beautiful blouse as well. So maybe something like this with the open neck, but not 100% sure. And it'll definitely be welcome in my stash. It's something I can surely do something with in the future. But really nice and bright and fun. The last fabric that I purchased from Pick Training is a poly spandex jersey fabric. I got a few cuts of this. There was a few different 1 to 1.5 meter cuts, so I bought all 3 of them because I think it'll make a fantastic dress as well. Really nice, fun print as well. Loving the kind of retro 80s look to a lot of this, and especially the black and white. I think with that kind of geometric shapes and a bit of bright colouring. It comes up really nice, very modern in a lot of styles. And I've actually ordered some beautiful fabric from Cloth Edit with a black and white print. So I'm thinking maybe of making some kind of blazery jacket, either in a boucle, like a black and white flecked boucle, or a boiled wool. Not really 100% sure what to do there, but I do love one of the jackets on I Am Patterns. Looks like a very simple looking jacket just to throw on over your clothes, just to kind of like a layering kind of jacket, nothing too formal. That is a really nice fabric, and that is a perfect fabric to having in the stash for when Pattern Emporium usually release a new pattern, and that's when I go scrambling to find great knit fabrics. So that would be a lovely one to have on standby for when something new comes out. The other fabrics that I've purchased from East Coast Fabrics I haven't received yet. I just ordered them about 2 nights ago. They're on their way now. I'll pop some pics up. The first one is a really fun bright orange and navy print, and that one is rayon. It's really cheap at the moment. They're $6 a meter, which is fantastic. It's a great bargain for fabric. I'm thinking of making that beautiful rose clear dress from Cashmere Patterns for that one. The other one is a giraffe print, like a khaki print with a big kind of giraffe print in there that I think will look beautiful in a skirt, maybe something like the Dorada Davies olive skirt, some kind of flouncy skirt. Even the Sorrento skirt from Stylax, another one I think that'll come up really nice. I've got a mental image of that with a pair of black boots and a black knit roll neck top for winter. So that to me is going to look great. There's a few plans there. And as I said, the other fabric that I've got coming from Cloth Edit is a beautiful black and white print cotton that I think will make a gorgeous Lucian shirt. I think it was from I Am Patterns. I've got planned to do with that. So lots there to sew up. So many fabrics to get through and so much to keep me sewing. And yeah, I really hope that you go on to find some of these fabrics there. If any of those appeal to you, I will link them all from what's left there. Some of these, as I say, have sold out with the remnant sales, but definitely think about looking at those 6 p.m. sales. They're well worth getting on there and having a look, because you do tend to snap up some fantastic, even things like basic ponties and things that you need in your stash, basic black and navy. There's always something going really cheap there on their remnant sales. So have a think about looking for that. So I hope you've enjoyed my fabrics and my tentative plans there. I'd love to know if you bought some fabric lately. Did you get it on sale, and what have you got planned to do with it, and what's your go-to fabric at the moment? What are you enjoying sewing with, and what you're enjoying wearing? I'd love to hear that. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate that. Keep safe and happy sewing, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.